Hey guys, just going to go over the top four trades today, pre-market and intraday, and just see how you should have traded them. So we had a spike at 4 in the morning. I don't get up that early. Hope you don't as well. So we're going to draw Fibonacci on the highest high that but had a major break or pullback, and it just kept pulling back. It did retrace this. If you see this slightly slant here, you could have had one more trade over this area right here. So if you want me to draw it real quick, I'll do it. Otherwise, most of the breakout theories, you want to make sure it breaks out over the 37 mark. So I'm going to draw it real quick here, real nice. It went up, pulled back, up slower, so that means it's a higher low, and it broke the necktie. So right here would have been a nice, clean, easy, calculated trade. And never go for more than this because usually every W I've seen, it really doesn't break the other one. But anyway, that's the way I would have traded this one. And we're looking for a breakout and never got one. You see the alerts here set for later on. We're going to go to the next one, DBGI. We had some on this. And just getting rid of some of these charts. Same thing. Big high at 4 in the morning and never regained it at all. If you did want to trade this one, here's the necktie. So I'm going to draw that real quick for you. It made a high super early in the morning. And this is where it started making higher highs and higher lows again. So right here. So your trade would have been here and then no other trade. And I do not calculate it higher than that. And no other trade because it never made higher highs after that. So right here, I did set alerts for later on in the day. Nothing ever happened. Moved on. In AOV, great little trade, perfect little trade. Going to show you how we traded that. So basically, it made a high. So we do one thing. We let that high happen. We're going to draw Fibonacci retracement, find the nearest low, and then we're going to look for a breakout. This is a 5 minute. I usually like a 1 minute. So I'm going to have to draw this back a little bit. This one was really good this morning. But basically, it didn't do anything till open hours. It did break the necktie right here. I did take this trade because basically, again, where it made higher highs and higher lows. So if you look at very simple drawings real quick, it really helps. And then see this is shallower than the previous one. So right here would have been a early trade right there. And a good clean trade right here is when it broke the pre-market high. It did fall back down, and then your next trade would be over the next high right here. And then if you did want to go one more, but right here when it gets this high, I don't like trading it because it's had one, two, three run-ups. Basically, after the first two run-ups, you're pretty much chasing things. So if you get this, you better have a quick out. And if you look at this, it only barely went up a little bit more. So don't chase, no three run-ups. TIAO. Basically, it made this high this morning. I think some of us traded it early on, and then I drew the fibs. It barely touched over here, didn't very convincingly do it. I know it did later on the day, right over here, and ran a little bit, and that just wasn't enough money for me to go for target one for 10 cents when there's other trades that are a lot better out there. And then we're going to go to now one day. ICCT. This one had a lot of fun. I'm going to put a 5 minute chart just so we can see the whole chart and tell you how we fully played this one out the whole day. So yesterday, when it makes a high of the day, what I do is I like to draw Fibonacci because that is the high, and I like to find the nearest low, and I leave it there. And it also did shut down yesterday, so it opened back up this morning. So, that was very curious for some of our traders. They were stuck in a short all, but it did break. It did do a lot of action this morning. I'm going to show you how to, this is probably one of the best things you're going to see. So it did make it a little higher high. So again, if you have a quick $1 right here, And then it did just keep rejecting this area 1, 2, 3, and 4 times. But when it did break, it went from 9.50 to $12. If you're not happy with that, then you got problems. But that was a good trade. And this line right here at 12.35, when it later on when it broke again, this is the crazy one. It went in after hours. Um, it did break again here. It broke again here, and it just did it. So let me show you what I like to do. Just keep Fibonacci working for us because he obviously natural numbers where they coagulate. Here, I'm going to redraw the fibs on the after the target 2 is hit. I like to do that because then there are fibs actually because it did run out of fibs. Again, clean break again here. Once it broke target 2 originally and almost hit target 2 again. A big breakout must have been a short squeeze. If you notice this slight slant right here, easy way to see it trade. If I remove the fibs, you'll see that it is trending right here the whole time. It is still going up. So don't ever overlook the hole right there on that line. Perfect trade right there. You'll see that it's slightly slanting going up all the time. So if basically buyers are maintaining this price, that they're willing to pay higher. And right here, not even 2 hours later, it is rejecting in that same trend. So basically, that's what you're looking at. I did do these for if it broke out of the high of the day because I would want a clean super breakout. But this also might be the line that it breaks down. So that would have been how that was traded. I think the other ones were the ones we've already looked at, so I wouldn't look at it anymore. But definitely buying breakouts are very helpful because if the stock is worth more, then it'll go more. And if it's not worth more, then you won't be trading it. You won't be stuck in any trade that you're making up in your mind that it should have done more. But if you looked at TIO, even though it barely went, you would definitely see this W here, and you would definitely want to get in over this high right here. And it was a pretty clean break all the way up from there, okay? So it's always going to test an area, and when it tests 2 or 3 times, it's going to go or it's not going to go. So those are the looks at the trades today for August 30th.